Some golf records are meant to be broken. These probably aren't. We're talking about the kinds of achievements that live in the record books for decades because nobody even comes close. Today, we're breaking down the most unbreakable PGA Tour records, why they happened, and why they're likely to stand forever. Consecutive tournament wins, 11. In 1945, Byron Nelson won 11 consecutive PGA Tour events, the longest winning streak in professional golf history. For nearly 3 straight months, he showed up to tournaments and left with the trophy. It's important to note that this happened during World War II, so some top players were serving in the military. But even with that caveat, Nelson's streak remains unmatched. The level of consistency required to win just 3 or 4 tournaments in a row is nearly impossible today, let alone 11. The closest anyone has come since was Tiger Woods, who won 7 straight between 2006 and 2007. In modern golf, with deeper fields and tougher competition every week, no one has seriously threatened Byron Nelson's record. It's widely considered one of the safest records in sports. Most tournament wins in a single season, 18 wins. That same year, 1945, Byron Nelson won 18 tournaments in a single season. To put that in perspective, most modern PGA Tour players are considered dominant if they win 3 or 4 events in a year. Winning 18 times is almost unfathomable in today's era. Once again, the timing of the achievement matters. Many of the top competitors of the day, like Sam Snead and Ben Hogan, were still active, but the World War II schedule did thin out the fields in some events. Still, even with that context, no other player has come close. Tiger Woods' best season was in 2000 when he won 9 PGA Tour events. That's half of Nelson's total. Given the modern tour schedule, international fields, and sheer level of competition, 18 wins in a season is a record that's likely to stand forever. Most consecutive cuts made, 142 straight. From 1998 to 2005, Tiger Woods made 142 consecutive cuts on the PGA Tour, a record that highlights sustained excellence over time. For 7 full seasons, he never missed a weekend round. Adding even more punch to this record is the fact that he came home with the win in an unbelievable 37 of those tournaments. The previous record was held by Jack Nicklaus, who made 105 consecutive cuts between 1970 and 1976. Tiger didn't just break that record, he shattered it. What makes this streak so remarkable is that golf is a sport with countless variables. Injuries, weather, course setups, and bad breaks can derail even the best players. Most pros consider it an accomplishment to make 15 or 20 cuts in a row. Tiger made 142. With the depth of today's fields and the physical demands of the modern game, this record is considered virtually untouchable. If you're enjoying this dive into golf history, please help me out and hit that like button. It helps more fans find the channel. Let's jump back into it. Weeks ranked as the world's #1 golfer, 683 total weeks, 281 consecutive. Between 1997 and 2014, Tiger Woods was ranked world #1 for 683 total weeks. That's more than 13 years spent at the top of the official world golf ranking. Even more impressive, 281 of those weeks were consecutive, another record, meaning Tiger held the top spot for more than 5 straight years without interruption. For comparison, the next closest player is Greg Norman, who held the #1 ranking for 331 total weeks, less than half of Tiger's record. In the modern era, players cycle in and out of the top spot frequently. Since Tiger's reign, no one has held #1 for more than 122 consecutive weeks. Given the depth of today's professional game and the global competition, 683 total weeks and 281 consecutive are records that are almost certain to stand permanently. Consecutive weeks ranked in the top 50, 1,353 weeks, 26 years. From 1993 to 2019, Phil Mickelson spent 1,353 consecutive weeks ranked inside the top 50 players in the world. That's 26 straight years of elite-level golf. This streak covers nearly Phil's entire career, from his first tour win as an amateur in 1991 through his major championships, all the way to his 2019 victories. He remained relevant in an era that saw Tiger Woods, Vijay Singh, Ernie Els, Rory McIlroy, and Brooks Koepka rise and fall in the rankings. For perspective, the next closest streak belongs to Tiger Woods, who had 906 consecutive weeks inside the top 50. Staying in the top 50 for over 2 decades requires consistent high finishes, no major slumps, and an ability to adapt as the game evolves. In the modern era, Phil's streak is unlikely to be matched. Consecutive rounds at par or better, 52. Between 2000 and 2001, Tiger Woods played 52 consecutive rounds at par or better on the PGA Tour. That streak is the longest in history. This wasn't a case of playing the same easy course over and over. These rounds came during regular tour events and major championships across a variety of layouts and conditions. Tiger's streak included courses like Pebble Beach, Augusta National, and St. Andrews, some of the toughest tests in golf. Golf is a game of small margins. Even the best players have off days where they shoot a few over par. Tiger didn't have one for almost 6 straight months. Given the scoring pressures and course setups in today's game, 52 straight rounds at par or better is a mark that will be incredibly hard to surpass. Lowest 18-hole score, 58. At the 2016 Travelers Championship, Jim Furyk shot a 58, the lowest 18-hole score ever recorded in PGA Tour history. Furyk's round included 10 birdies and an eagle with no bogeys. He hit all 18 greens in regulation and needed just 24 putts to get around TPC River Highlands. What makes this record so impressive is that Furyk wasn't known for overpowering courses. He's a strategic, accuracy-first player, and at 46 years old, he set the mark late in his career. Several players have shot 59 on tour, including Furyk himself back in 2013, but nobody else has reached 58. The idea of someone shooting a 57 is almost unthinkable with current course setups. Unless scoring conditions change dramatically, 58 is likely to remain golf's magic number for a long time. Lowest 72-hole score relative to par, 35 under. In January 2025, at the Century Tournament of Champions in Hawaii, Hideki Matsuyama set the PGA Tour record for the lowest 72-hole score relative to par, finishing at -35, 257 total on the Plantation course in Kapalua. His rounds, 65, 65, 62, and 65, combined for a cumulative 35 under par, eclipsing the previous mark of 34 under set by Cameron Smith in 2022. Matsuyama secured the win by 3 strokes over Colin Morikawa and captured his 11th PGA Tour title. This achievement stands out not only for the sheer depth of scoring, but also because tournament conditions in Hawaii can be more birdie-friendly. Yet 35 under is still an extraordinary standard, and with current course setups and elite competition, this record is highly unlikely to be surpassed anytime soon. Most consecutive birdies in a round, 9. The PGA Tour record for most consecutive birdies in a single round is 9 straight, shared by Mark Calcavecchia and Kevin Chappell. Calcavecchia set the mark at the 2009 Canadian Open, while Chappell matched it a decade later at the Greenbrier in 2019. To put this in perspective, most PGA Tour players are thrilled to make 4 or 5 birdies in a row. Going 9 straight holes under par requires perfect ball striking, precise putting, and 0 mental slip-ups. Both players accomplished their streaks on par 70 courses, which makes the run even more impressive because there are fewer par 5s to pad the birdie count. This record has been tied twice, but never surpassed, and in tournament conditions, stringing together 10 consecutive birdies remains one of golf's ultimate challenges. Lowest season scoring average, 67.79. Tiger Woods holds the PGA Tour record for the lowest season-long scoring average at 67.79, and he did it twice, in 2000 and again in 2007. These are the only 2 seasons in tour history where a player has averaged below 68 for the year. This stat isn't just about raw scoring. It accounts for every round on every course all season long. Tiger's 2000 season is widely considered one of the greatest years in golf history, with 9 wins including 3 major championships. In 2007, he repeated the feat, despite playing fewer events. No other player has managed a sub-68 average across a full season. Even in today's game, with advancements in fitness, technology, and analytics, this record has stood for nearly 2 decades. Oldest PGA Tour winner, 52 years, 10 months. In 1965, Sam Snead won the Greater Greensboro Open at the age of 52 years and 10 months, making him the oldest winner in PGA Tour history. Since then, several players have tried to break this record. Phil Mickelson won the 2021 PGA Championship at 50, becoming the oldest major champion, but he didn't surpass Snead's mark for regular PGA Tour events. Golf is a sport where longevity matters, but winning at nearly 53 years old on the PGA Tour remains one of the rarest feats in the game. Today, many players are making the move to the Champions Tour once they reach the age of 50 and qualify, making this record one that will be hard to beat. Youngest winner in the modern era, 19 years old. In 2013, Jordan Spieth became the youngest PGA Tour winner in the modern era, capturing the John Deere Classic at just 19 years old. Spieth won the event in a sudden death playoff, holing out from a greenside bunker on the 72nd hole to force extra holes. He eventually outlasted David Hearn and Zach Johnson to claim the trophy. This victory earned Spieth his full PGA Tour card and launched a career that would quickly lead to multiple major championships. While Johnny McDermott still holds the record as the youngest ever PGA Tour winner at age 18 in 1911, Spieth's win is recognized as the modern era benchmark due to the level of competition and the evolution of the tour. Given the challenges of turning pro so young today, this record remains one of golf's toughest early career achievements. Longest drive, 787 yards. At the 1992 Texas Open, Carl Cooper hit the longest drive ever recorded on the PGA Tour, 787 yards. But this wasn't your typical fairway bomb. Cooper's tee shot on the third hole at Oak Hills Country Club bounced off a steep cart path, rolled down a service road, and kept going, eventually stopping nearly 800 yards from the tee box. It's a unique record because it wasn't the result of raw power alone. The ball took a lucky and somewhat bizarre bounce that turned a routine tee shot into golf folklore. While modern players regularly hit drives over 350 yards, 787 yards is effectively an unbreakable number because it came from an unusual set of circumstances unlikely to be repeated in tournament play. Largest Sunday comeback to win, 9. In 2004, Stuart Sink pulled off the largest final round comeback in PGA Tour history, overcoming a 9-shot deficit to win the Heritage Classic at Harbour Town. Sink started Sunday well off the pace, but shot a closing 64 while the leaders struggled. He eventually defeated Ted Purdy in a playoff to complete the comeback. Golf is notorious for being hard to close out when you're in the lead, but coming from 9 shots back on Sunday requires both a hot putter and a lot of help from the field. Since then, players have tied the mark, but no one has surpassed it. In the modern era, with tighter fields and more controlled scoring conditions, overcoming a 9-shot deficit in the final round remains a nearly impossible task. Most wins at a single tournament, 8. Tiger Woods holds the record for most wins at a single PGA Tour event, and he's done it 3 different times. Tiger has 8 wins at Bay Hill, home of the Arnold Palmer Invitational, 8 wins at Firestone, home of the WGC Bridgestone Invitational, and 8 wins at Torrey Pines, the home of the Farmers Insurance Open. Winning the same tournament once is difficult. Winning it 8 times shows a level of course dominance rarely seen in professional sports. At Torrey Pines, Tiger also won a US Open in 2008, which isn't counted in the 8 but further underscores his mastery of that venue. With modern fields rotating schedules more often and top players focusing on majors or select events, no one is likely to match this kind of consistency at a single tournament. Longest putt made, 111 feet, 5 inches. At the 2008 Buick Open, Craig Barlow held the longest putt ever recorded in PGA Tour history, 111 feet, 5 inches. The putt came on the par 3 8th hole at Warwick Hills Golf and Country Club. Barlow's ball was nearly across the entire green, but he managed to lag it perfectly. Except it didn't stop. It just kept rolling, straight into the cup. Long putts are part skill and part luck, but making one from over 37 yards away is a rare moment no player expects to repeat. For context, the average make rate from 30 feet on tour is around 5%. From 100 feet, it's close to zero. With green speeds and pin placements designed to test even the best, this record is one of golf's great statistical outliers. Golf's a game where records get broken all the time. But the ones we just covered, these are built to last. Whether it's Byron Nelson winning 11 straight, Tiger staying number one for 683 weeks, or Jim Furyk carding a 58, these moments aren't just stats. They're the stories we'll be talking about for the next 50 years. If you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe and check out some of our upcoming videos breaking down golf's greatest feats, fails, and legends. We will dive into major championship feats in an upcoming video as well. See you in the next one.